Hello and welcome to the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. Today's Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. This is going to be a relatively short update, but we're just going to focus our effort and attention on the stock price. Now, look, needless to say, right, we're scraping down by the 52-week low range, right? And, despite hash prices being what they are, despite Bitcoin being where it's at, the understandable concern is that as the Bitcoin halving approaches, hey, will Stronghold Digital Mining have the relevant and necessary revenue inputs to survive the halving? Now, we've kind of talked about this to a fair amount of depth in the past. I don't want to necessarily go over every single bullet point today, but I will draw your attention to what I am incredibly focused on and incredibly optimistic about and interested in. That is specifically our relationship with the Puro registry, the status of the Scrubgrass project on the Puro registry, and whether or not we are slowly but surely getting closer to a point where our CO2 capture process can be certified by the registry, thereby making our operations transactable, if you want to call it that, so that we can go into the forward market and make an effort to tell our story, to show what we're doing, demonstrate that our process is thoroughly vetted, it's registered, it has been audited, and it's, passed all those tests. That is what is really on my mind. I'm not thinking right now like, hey, what's the latest Bitcoin mining machine that's going to help get us to the other side of the halving? Right now, I'm really just focused on our carbon capture project and the potential it has to deliver really like some windfall revenue in the form of being able to sell credits into the forward market and then slowly but surely build the project out to then deliver those credits. That, to me, from an economic perspective, is a really big deal. Now, I mentioned Bitcoin mining machines. Yes, there is some incredibly low-hanging fruit, as we've previously discussed. Specifically, say 2,500 Bitcoin mining machines that, if I recall correctly, Greg, our chief executive officer, during our most recent investor presentation mentioned have, like an efficiency rate that's over like 40 joules per terahash. Yeah, we're probably going to want to cycle those out and bring some new machines in. Okay, what new machines? Well, as I said before, it just so happens we've got an option with Canaan for 2,500 brand new. I believe they're called Avalon A1466 machines, average efficiency of I think 21.5 joules per terahash, like an order of magnitude better than what they'd be replacing. I suspect something will happen on that front probably in the next couple of months, if not much sooner than that. So the stock price, do I think this is a good swing trade opportunity? I'm not here to give investment advice, and my God, I'm certainly not here to give trading advice of all things. If you look at a chart of Stronghold Digital Mining, this is just an observation, okay? You'll see over the past year, we have these huge spikes, then the stock comes down again. We kind of just linger around for a while. All of a sudden, we get these huge spikes. To the extent a person were something more of a swing trader and felt comfortable looking at that chart and felt comfortable saying, you know what, I think we're probably due for another pump, if you want to call it that, another spike in the stock price, this may not be a bad potential entry point, bearing in mind the stock could go lower. I mean, especially after the halving with, when you look at some of the larger macroeconomic forces at play, at least here in the United States, again, I think it's so unfair that a group of individuals at the Federal Reserve of the United States are tasked with the impossible job of, micromanaging interest rates in a supposedly free market economy. I can't imagine subjecting people to that level of responsibility when arguably the free market should be able to determine what interest rates should be at. But hey, the system we've got, it is what it is. So if these incredibly, I think, talented, gifted, and dedicated people decide, hey, we might need to, make an adjustment upwards, say with interest rates, that might have an impact on the stock price. If they decide to do nothing, then I think that's pretty much priced in. Is there going to be a rate cut? See, all these things, for reasons that are beyond the scope of today's conversation, do have an impact on our stock price. I wish it could be said that the price of Bitcoin and Bitcoin economics were completely divorced from Fed policy. It doesn't really seem to quite always be that way, though. So with all of that said, two things I'm looking for: progress update regarding the carbon capture project, our listing on the Puro registry becoming transactable. That's a really big deal, and being able to go into the forward market and possibly pre-sell some or all of these credits. Really big deal. Secondarily, 2,500 Bitcoin mining machines. When and if do we pull the trigger on that option we've got with Canaan to get an additional 2,500 machines to replace the roughly 2,500 machines that we already got, whose efficiency just isn't really what it needs to be at post-halving. Okay, my friend, I hope you're doing well. I'm feeling a lot better, one day at a time. Let's stay positive. Let's be great. And I don't know, maybe we'll see each other tomorrow. Maybe we'll take a break tomorrow and see each other on Friday. We'll kind of play it by ear. All right, my friend. See you soon.